my channel, Planty Princess. My name is Ashley. Today we are going to be setting up a little outdoor grow tent for some of my houseplants that I want to start bringing outside during the summer. So along with setting up this grow tent, we are also going to talk a little bit about bringing your plants outside, the pros, the cons, everything of that nature. I do want to thank the sponsor of this video. I'm not sure if this company is actually who manufactures this grow tent, but LGECON is the company that sent me this grow tent. Same company I've been reviewing some other products for. If you haven't seen the last review, I did check it out. It was on a indoor hydroponic grow system. My plants are doing fantastic in it. I popped some propagations in there and I love it. They love it. So far it's working out. So without any further ado, let's kind of just jump into this video, get this grow tent set up, and then we will kind of talk about, bringing your plants outside for the warmer months. In this box is what the package actually came in. They do sell a lot of their products, all of their products, I believe, on Amazon, as well as their own website, both which will be linked in the description down below. So this is a pretty simple setup. There are just a few steps to get this whole tent set up, a few simple, easy steps, and your tent will be ready to go. So the first thing you want to do is pull out the metal frame. This is, of course, timber. Wind blew us over there. This is, of course, what will be the structure of the tent. It is very sturdy, actually. I, not too long ago, got some kind of little pavilion type tent to put outside during rainstorms and when it snows for my little dog to go to the bathroom because she would not go if it was precipitating in any form. And it was very cheaply made. It was not sturdy. It did not hold up for more than a few weeks. I mean, even light wind, it was a disaster. So this is very sturdy. It's definitely meant for good outdoor weathering, and I'm excited to give it a go. So the tent does come with an instruction manual, of which I already had pulled out of the box and kind of checked out previously before kind of putting this whole thing together. You do get your rope, you get 4 stakes, you get of course, your frame for the tent, and then you get the cover that goes on top of the tent. I do believe there also comes, some Velcro, which you can see right here, that kind of helps hold the tent together. So those are all the components that you should be getting with your package. We are going to kind of unsecure this, I don't know what to call it, this strap that's kind of holding it together, so we can pop it open and get this thing set up. So you will definitely need 2 people for this setup. I have my trusty assistant, my daughter Sienna, with me. So we are going to just grab this, lift it a little bit from the ground, and we're just going to pull it open. So here we got the start of our tent. I'm just gonna bring it back here a bit, because I do kind of want this to line my house. I think it will look nice and cute between these 2 windows here. You got my youngest peeping through the window, so she's gonna come out and give us a hand also. So then the next step would be to kind of get the tarp on top of here. You definitely want to do that before you get this all set up, because once you have it up and kind of secured, it's going to be really hard to get that top over it and fitting nicely. So we're going to go ahead and get that on before we move forward getting this all set up.
Hi guys!
This is my other trusty assistant, Aria. She's going to help us also. So here we have the tarp. We're gonna get this unfolded, like I said, and draped over. I have it upside down right now because I just want to show you. The zipper is right here, and it does recommend to have the zipper opened when you are kind of putting it over. I think that opening will help it be a little more flexible, I guess we could say, to kind of get it over the tent properly. So we're gonna open the door and we'll see how this goes. So far, this tent feels like a really nice, sturdy material. Feels like it would hold up in the wind, hold up in the rain. So that's definitely a plus. Like I mentioned in my last video, not my last video, maybe it was my last video, I don't remember, but the last video I did reviewing a product from LGECON. I definitely do like their products. Their products are always made very sturdy, very nicely, and so far I've never had a problem with any of the products that I received from them or purchased with my own money. All right, girlies, let's go. Inside the tent, in the corners where I showed you the Velcro was on the stand, there's also Velcro line in the tent. So at this time, I am going to go ahead and secure the corners with the Velcro attached to the tent, also attached to the frame. All right, so I did notice on that side, those two corners do not have the Velcro that is up here. They do have it on the frame, but not on the tarp. We will probably figure out why that is in a few moments here, but until then, let's kind of get this popped up. So there are going to be kind of latches in there, and I will get you in there to kind of see what is going on. But you're gonna kind of just pop them up. They're those little ball and hole things where you push the little ball in to adjust the height. I think there is maybe 3 or 4 height settings. So I'm going to go ahead and push it all the way up. That way it's locked in at the top. The height is perfect for the tent, and we'll get that all locked into place. Okay, so to get the roof part up, we are going to take this little square piece and, again, bracing your foot at the bottom, this moves up and down. Now again, you will need a helping hand for this. I don't know if I will be able to manage this on my own, so I think I will have my oldest daughter do cross for me so we can kind of get this up together. So we're just going to each take a side diagonal from each other, and we're going to take this part and push it up until it reaches this spot up here. It's again one of those little balls that is going to go ahead and lock this part in. That will lift the roof of the tent up, giving the space inside the tent. So there we go. We got all 4 kind of set up there. It is looking good. That was pretty easy. And although I have 2 helpers, because they are little kids and weren't really able to kind of, well, I have a big kid and a little kid, but because the tasks at hand were a little bit harder for them to kind of accomplish, I was able to kind of do this part myself, which was definitely a bonus in the setup, because sometimes things like this, the setups are really hard to do by yourself, but I was able to manage. So that's definitely a plus for this tent. We are going to go ahead and get that top part put up the roof of the tent, and then it will be all set up. We'll get some plants in here, and they will enjoy the outdoor fresh air, the warmth, and a little extra sunlight. Voila. We left everything in place. The tent is ready to go. To hold the door open, you just kind of roll this up just like you would on these little indoor tents. Then you have the 2 pieces of Velcro here that will hold it. Oh, it's not Velcro, it's tie, so you have to tie them. But there's 2 on the inside, 2 on the outside, and you just tie them together like this. And you got the tent up. Now, there is some little Velcros on the inside that will kind of help keep the tent together. I'm going to show you those right now. So if you look up, we have the Velcros that go all around the tent. You tie those to these poles and they will help keep the tent together. For now, I'm just going to leave those because I do not have a ladder to get up there. But before we get started, we need to go ahead and secure the tent with the straps down. We are going to be using those little legs at the bottom to put our string and our stakes through. So I think I hit a solid bottom down there. You want to make sure you get the stake down as far as you can. That way it really secures the tent. In my area, it does get very, very windy. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the last tent I have for my dog to kind of be covered while it used the bathroom, it just kind of blew away. And I did everything in my power to kind of keep it secure. It was kind of a cheaper tent. I didn't spend too much money on it for the sole purpose. It was just to provide a roof over my doggy's little head. But this, keeping the stakes secure, will help keep the tent and the wind from blowing the tent away. I really do like the dual system going on here to keep the legs sturdy, the frame sturdy, as well as keep the tent itself secure. So we're just gonna go ahead and insert this down at the bottom, and then I'm just gonna bring it, oh, I guess I didn't have it down far enough, see what I mean? So I hit a rock which stopped it from coming down. So the main goal is you just gotta find a location where you can get this nice and deep all the way down in there. Otherwise, like it just happened, it's just going to come out. So if you can find a good spot, it will definitely, there we go. It will definitely keep this thing secure. So now I have that all the way down in there, and I'm just gonna go ahead and tie this together. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the step for all four, and then that will finish up the tent. The tent is fairly large, so if I would set my camera right here and go in my tent, I am now touching this side but not that side, and I can stand in the middle and not touch either side. Both ways it is very deep. So you can see me here on this back wall. I got about, I don't know, 3 to 4 inches on either side of me. So I can raise my hands fully and not touch. I do just reach this bar here, but I do not obviously touch the top of the tent because it is that high. What I really like about this tent is that it is see-through, so the sun will get through, but the grids inside the tent, like inside the tarp, I guess, the tarp of the tent, the grids inside here will not only provide strength for the tarp itself, but it will also help kind of deflect a little bit of sunlight, letting less sunlight into the tent, which is a good thing. When we are acclimating plants or bringing our plants outdoors, you don't just want to take them and dump them outside and leave them go. Outdoor environment is definitely very different from indoor environment with light, heat, the outdoor elements, and so forth, pests, bugs, all that type of stuff. So if you are planning to bring your plants outdoors and leave them outdoors all summer, I would definitely suggest and recommend acclimating them, giving them small periods of outdoor time, making sure that they are out of harsh sunlight because the sunlight is so much stronger. Even if you have your plant in a south-facing window and it is in direct sunlight, having it indoors in that direct sunlight is totally different than having it outdoors in that same sunlight. It is much stronger. So you definitely want to make sure you're providing a shade. You don't want to just pop your plant in a bunch of sunlight and leave it go. It will burn, scorch, kill that plant very, very quickly. You also want to make sure the weather. So I am going to be bringing my plants outdoors just for small periods of time here and there to give them some fresh air. The wind is a pro and a con. Wind does help strengthen the stems of the plant, but it can also be a very quick and harsh stressor for plants that are not used to that wind. So that's another thing you want to watch out for when bringing your plants outdoors. You want to be sure that if there are any harsh winds coming your way, that you bring your plants inside, or this tent will help prevent that wind from reaching the plants, which is why I am excited to have this, and this is what I'm going to use to bring my plants outdoors. It will help prevent them from coming into contact with those harsh elements such as wind. Rain is another thing you want to look out for. Rain is definitely beneficial to plants that need a lot of water, or plants that, you know, need even a moderate amount of water in the summertime, because they are drying out so quick, especially if you are having them outdoors. Your plants will dry out a lot quicker, so the rain can definitely be a benefit for the plants. Now, obviously, if they're under the tent, they are not going to get much rain, but if they are not under the tent, you want to make sure that you are watching how much rain your plants are getting, because if you give them too much rain or allow them to have too much rain, they will be overwatered. Although it is summertime, they will require a lot more water than they do in the winter. Your plant can still be overwatered. Another thing you want to watch out for is pests. So now obviously you can get pests indoors, but they are a lot more susceptible outdoors because they are outdoors in the space where the pest's natural environment is. But for me, when I say pests, I'm considering any and all types of bugs. Bugs is a huge phobia of mine. I hate them. I do not like them whatsoever. So even little things like flies or worms or just anything that would burrow in the dirt, that is what prevented me from bringing my plants outdoors for all these years. So this is the first year that I'm going to attempt it, and my biggest thing was I didn't want to be digging through the dirt repotting and out pops a worm or a little, I don't know, beetle. So that was one of my biggest pet peeves. Having this tent will help kind of prevent, or not necessarily prevent, but lower the risks or the amount of bugs that will access my plants. So that's another huge benefit for me. So with all of this being said, I hope you enjoyed learning how to set up this tent, learning a little bit about bringing your plants outside, the pros and the cons, and the best way to do it. Definitely make sure you do a lot of research on the types of plants that you are bringing outside, and make sure you are placing them in the correct spots so you don't quickly kill or damage your plants. Thank you again for joining me in another video. I want to give a huge thank you to both my daughters for helping me set this tent up and join me in my video today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy the content I provide. And as always, every plant's a princess. Bye!